When Keefe D's house was raided in July 2023, Pearl Production News revisited the official narrative of Tupac Shakur's homicide. We scoured old podcasts, news articles, etc. Soon a clearer story became visible, from Dick Gregory alleging Tupac was shot inside the car.
When Tupac was killed, well, I know something. The mob don't go there and have a shootout in the front lounge. What make you think black folks could? And who was in the car with him? Quincy Jones's daughter.
Well, she was? Okay.
How I know that New York Times don't know? How I know that he'd been attempted to be killed so many times, the car's bulletproof? So, you had to shoot through a bulletproof car to get him in the head. He was shot in the car.
To allegations of Russell Poole being murdered in the LA Sheriff Police Department.
I was told that Reggie Wright Jr. was in that meeting with the sheriffs. Now, the lead suspect in both the Tupac and the Biggie murders that was involved in the conspiracy, according to the information we've compiled, is in the meeting. That alone is enough to cause Russell Poole to have a heart attack showing up in that meeting. But that's not what I was told about how it happened. Evidently, right outside of where Russell was meeting is a defibrillator. Now, I need somebody to verify that too. And I was told that Russell was choked out in that meeting, and when he was choked out, they brought the defibrillator in, and instead of saving him from having a heart attack, they used the defibrillator, and supposedly there were burn marks on the body. Now, the autopsy report will show that.
Most intriguing realization was, police were spinning this narrative, yet the named culprit had not been arrested. The following video was made on August 6, 2023. In fact, our investigative review resurrected the forgotten or buried narrative which had, at the time, been shifted to a gang narrative through channels like vladtv. How could our very small channel have better insight than this huge channel or even other channels who claim they were, quote, in the know, end quote? Bomb first even took the time to visit our channel to intimidate us, leaving a clown emoji. Why? Because it is our stance, regardless of who they choose to take the fall, that cops moonlighting for Death Row Records killed Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls, whether paid or not paid. So, again, if true justice is to come of this case, Greg Kading should be the first to go down, because he is responsible for the purposeful misdirection of the facts. This is Sarah Jacobs for Pearl Productions News.
Get us every day. Copy my steel. Face the fact that ain't no cap, I'm real. Ain't no cap, I'm real. The plastic bars tryna copy my steel. Copy my steel. Face the fact that ain't no cap, I'm real. Ain't no cap, I'm real. The plastic bars tryna copy my steel. Plastic bars tryna copy my steel.
So Greg Kading, who has been featured on numerous Fed channels like vladtv and The Art of Dialogue, to name a few, was hired to protect the city of Los Angeles and ensure the estate of the late notorious B.I.G. Christopher Wallace does not win their wrongful death case against the city. Kading is no hero. Nor is Kading a pursuer of the truth. Kading and his task force was created for one reason and one reason only: make sure all the dirty cop involvement in these cases are hidden and dismissed. He's a plant and pawn and has caused more confusion, lies, and diversion than any other character in the investigation into Tupac and Biggie's murders. It's time for him to be exposed for his part in this deception. The detective that was the closest to the truth was Russell Poole. Russell Poole knew the murderers in both Tupac and Biggie's murder cases were filthy cops. Filthy cops that worked for Death Row Records. But I guess these people forgot that there are good cops out there. Good cops that have kept the truth. The movie City of Lies, starring Johnny Depp, is based on one of those good cops. Russell Poole. City of Lies is a movie about Russell Poole's investigation into Biggie's and Tupac's murders, and is, by far, a clearer portrayal of the truth. But, unfortunately, Russell Poole was allegedly choked out by Reggie Wright when Poole met with LA sheriffs to blow the whistle on LA police. Russell Poole's cause of death was documented as a heart attack. However, a good cop has alleged that Reggie Wright, along with 3 other death row goons, showed up to that meeting, surprising Russell Poole. Yes, that's right, Reggie Wright, another filthy cop, who gets a lot of talk time on those Fed channels I mentioned previously. Wright's father, also a cop, happened to be at the murder scene of Orlando Anderson, supposedly killed by gangsters in a shootout at a car wash. Oh no, now Orlando Anderson could no longer defend his claim that he was a scapegoat and did not kill Tupac Shakur.
I've been thinking, maybe I'm a scapegoat or something. I just want to let everybody know, what I'm saying, I didn't do it.
Isn't it ironic how so many cops are the authors of the narrative? Yeah. Russell Poole knew, that's why he died. Greg Kading knows, but was hired to bury it. That's why he lives. Right? Right.
And so I started looking into his murder. I was just interested to find out what really happened to him. And so I started looking into, remembering things and going back and kind of looking at some of the things that I had heard over all these years. And then going back and just kind of looking through everything that was out there and kind of came up to my own conclusion as to what I thought happened to him. I'm not a detective. It's not like I'm, going to press charges or anything. It's just something personal that I just kind of wanted to do.
I do have a question. I do question for you, but because I know you, but I want people to know your musical background.
Well, back in the day, I was pursuing a singing career, music career. I did a lot